The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Y'all ready for this?
Booyah! We are back. It is Wednesday, last Wednesday in May 30th, and we are at 3:15 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap.
And as you can see, we have an in-studio guest, and we'll get to him in just a second or two. But if you're anywhere, I guess, I don't know, maybe outside, certainly outside of Nevada or Washington, D.C., it is Game 2 night, and that is why we have the early broadcast, because we are all on pins and needles awaiting Game 2 of the Vegas Knights hosting Washington Capitals. Game 2, with the Knights up 1-0 after a thrilling 6-4 win on Monday night. God, I never thought there'd be 10 goals in Game 1.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I don't know what the if there was a line on that, or if there was a
I think it was
prop for that.
5.5.
Really?
Yeah, it would have never. I think there was one prop that was over 8. So they were thinking 8 would be on the high side.
Yeah. Well, after 4-0 in the first period, I'm pretty sure they knew that was going to get tossed right out the window.
Yeah, just one thing about, my action. I put some money down early on. I got some 15-1 action, got some 8-1 action. Or I'm sorry, 7-1 action. And I have not hedged, which is unlike me. Mm-hmm. Normally I would kind of want to get off it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of feeling like I'm going to ride this out, and then maybe come down to the last game if I really need to, where they could get eliminated. I mean, there's just been no chance of them getting eliminated, So it's been great to watch.
Well, and needless to say, Vegas is Golden Knight fever. It's been since they, clinched the division. Yep. And then they of course since the first series. Against the unfortunately that very hapless LA Kings. Yes. And here we are, Game 2, Stanley Cup Finals, and there is just no ebb in the excitement in this town.
No, it's been great.
So we are going to shift gears. We obviously we're a sports show, but if you have watched this show in the past, please tell me you have. You often know that we definitely talk about a lot of things. We deal with nonprofit organizations. A lot of youth sports, but we also deal in culinary and food.
We love food.
And we are now, one of our favorite subjects is food, and we have an in-studio guest, and this is Mario Santo.
Hi, guys.
How you doing, man?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for
and by the way, his lovely wife, Naomi, is in the studio.
Yes.
On the sidelines, watching it.
Why she's over there, we don't know, but that's okay.
Believe me, the invitation
They did invite, you guys did invite her 2 times. So.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I didn't realize. Well, first of all, we always enjoy guests with foods.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man, I'm happy to share.
Thank you.
We are happy.
This is a husband and wife team.
Yes.
And the name of it is Apples and Bananas Las Vegas.
Apples and Bananas Las Vegas. That's right.
Yeah. And so you've brought an example of an apple.
Yes, this is one of our most popular products right now. It's the traditional caramel apple.
Right.
It's dipped in caramel first.
Right.
And then we dipped it in Ghirardelli white chocolate.
Uh-oh.
And then these sprinkles aren't just regular sprinkles; they're Golden Knight sprinkles.
That's
nice.
it.
All right.
Yes, yes,
I love it.
So
GK sprinkles.
Yeah. So we'll cut it open in a little bit whenever you guys want and see what's inside.
Most definitely. All right.
Awesome.
So first of all, let's get a little background on the company. How long has the company been in business?
We've been in business for about 6 months already. Mm-hmm. We just started doing the social media platform because we know how important it is and how useful it can be.
Which is how I saw you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Jeff. Exactly. Yeah.
And so we're going to give you an opportunity to share with us your social media handles. But how can people reach you on social media?
On Instagram is Apples and Bananas LV. Same with Facebook.
Same with Facebook.
Yes.
So you didn't bring any bananas?
I did not. We are in Vegas, and you know how hot it is right now.
Yeah, that's true.
The bananas, they are required to be in the cooler.
Okay.
Because of chocolate, and the banana has to be cold.
Oh, that's
for you
beautiful.
to enjoy it. So we skipped on that, but we can definitely bring some next time.
Rain check.
All right,
Rain
there
check.
you go. So that invitation
But
is already
I'm
out
just
there,
thinking
by the way.
about like a chocolate covered banana, and that sounds delicious.
It kind of tastes like an ice cream because the banana ends up being frozen, as
Right.
frozen as it can get, right?
Right.
So then the chocolate goes in there. We don't put any caramel on it because the caramel is hot when it's dipped,
Right.
And it'll just melt the banana
Oh,
right
of
off.
course.
So
But you
works for
tried
that.
it, obviously.
We tried it, and
That's like a trial and error thing. I
there's
like
pictures of all our experiments.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
With food, research and development can be fun.
that. Right.
It is fun. It's lots of fun.
Absolutely fun. So, how long have you folks been in business?
About 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're in a commercial kitchen right now.
Right.
Building our client base worldwide thanks to the social media platform, and eventually, once we have that following here locally, we're going to open up a storefront,
Oh,
and
nice.
then that way we get running.
Right.
Instead
Absolutely.
of trying to build something right
love
off
it.
the bat.
I
Yeah.
love it.
All right. All right. So, what's your background?
Originally, I've been in finance since I graduated high school. My current finance situation is tax preparation.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Which
So-
is always a segue
Seasonal.
to food.
Exactly,
As
seasonal.
everybody knows, finance, then you go into food.
Exactly, it's keyword is seasonal, right? So yeah, we decided to go into this to expand what we do.
Right.
I've been in the culinary because of my mom and my grandmother.
Okay.
They've been in the food business for a while, so I guess it's in my genes to start something
Nice.
that has to do with food.
All right.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. And so, is this obviously it's a husband and wife team? So, do you both collaborate on the type of? So, for instance, what kind of flavors do you folks have?
Right, yeah.
You know about this one?
Yeah, so when we were doing the research and development phase, that's when we started going into flavors and what could be the most popular ones. So we have 7 like the most popular flavors, but we always custom make things.
Okay.
So for example, if you guys have a corporate event and you need a specific color chocolate to be covered on your apples that go with your business or your company logo, we take care of that.
Yep.
Ooh,
But we have like
okay.
Rocky Road flavor.
nice.
We have apple pie flavored caramel apple. Kind of ironic, but it tastes awesome.
Apple
I
pie.
think
Okay.
we're both still
Apple pie
listening.
apple.
I like it. I like
We're
it.
both
And-
still listening.
And my favorite is the semi-sweet chocolate with walnuts.
Okay.
That was really. I was gonna bring that one, but it's tonight's game. I had to bring
All
this.
right.
And then we have our Oreo. That one sells a lot. It's just the Oreo crumbles on top of the melted chocolate already. And
Nice.
then we
So
just,
you dip it into chocolate, then dip it into the Oreo, kind of mix it on there,
So
or how do you
first
do it?
we dip it in the caramel.
Okay.
And then we
Always a quick caramel first.
always
Okay.
caramel. Then we let it cool for about an hour, and then we dip it in chocolate.
Okay.
And then after the chocolate, we get our bowl of Oreo crumbles and we
Just
roll
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, that's wow.
I think we're gonna have to order some of these. What do you think, Bill?
Yeah. First of all, it sounds incredibly fun.
Yeah.
It
you know,
is.
and it's also it looks like it's gonna be awfully fun eating it as well.
It is.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, for example, one apple, you think, oh, it's an apple, I can eat it by myself. But it actually serves about 2 to 4 people.
Oh, nice.
It's so rich.
It's so rich in caramel. When you take a bite, it's like you're biting into like a candy bar almost.
Yeah,
but
so
healthier.
this is not your state fair, candy apple.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I don't want to call it gourmet, but it's a little bit.
I would consider it gourmet. I
I
mean,
would as well.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, don't run away from that.
that's a good title.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned corporate events and that you can kind of tailor make these for specific companies and that.
Yes.
Let's say if an individual wants to reach out to you, do they have to order a certain amount? Or?
Oh, so there's no discrimination on any customer, obviously.
right.
So there is a minimum. It's $15, but that $15 includes delivery, local hand delivery. If you order from another part that's not here in Vegas, we do have our proprietary way of shipping out the apples so they can get there edible.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to order one, if you want to order an apple and a banana, it'll get to you. You don't have to order a dozen of them or anything like that.
Well, this to me it would be absolutely great for like a party, birthday party.
Oh, absolutely.
Any kind of- especially for kids would get an absolute kick out of it.
Yeah, they love it. Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine. I mean, with those combinations. Jesus.
Even the older kids like us.
Yes.
Exactly.
Kids. Big kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. Where do you see, your immediate goals in terms of, the next step for apples and bananas?
So our next step is like I said, expanding our client base so we can get that storefront with already a following. So I see that happening in about 6 months.
Okay.
And you get what you put in. So if we push and market and present ourselves, we'll get to that goal faster.
Yeah,
but our goal is 6 months from now, having that
Mm-hmm.
storefront and expanding our menu, not just apples and bananas, but possibly even drinks,
Nice.
things like that. Yeah.
So you do have other thoughts and
Oh, we have.
besides
This is our business plan. It's about for 3 years we've been just noting down ideas, and we just finally took the jump.
That's
6
good.
months ago, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
we
beautiful.
have some pages in here that date back to 2015.
Oh,
just
wow.
of apples and banana ideas.
Yeah, I got some from 2008 in my book.
See, there you go. So you
not
know what I'm
giving
talking
up.
about.
Some of them I'm like, all right, someone already did that. Someone already did that. So
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
a good idea. You're jumping on it while sometimes that window's open. You just got to jump in there. So
Exactly, yeah.
can
And,
appreciate
and
that.
it's timing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 2015 wasn't the time for this, but I see the market in it this year. So
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, when I first saw your page, well, first of all, I'm looking at Instagram, and I was like, I want to blow up these pictures, because it's like
Oh,
when you see it, the
gotcha.
pictures are all small, so I'm like hitting them, each one
Trying
of
to
them,
see it,
trying to
the
see like what's
details.
going on here,
Yeah.
So that was kind of what drew me to it, and then I immediately contacted you. You got right back to me, so I appreciate that. But I'm a small business guy. Bill and I both small business guys. I'm all about like pushing small business. So
Man, we appreciate
anything that we can do to help
yeah.
you out,
Yeah, thank you so much.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Thank
The,
you.
the name sums it up. Was that your first choice?
It was. When you guys hear apples and bananas, doesn't it remind you of something? Like it could be childhood, it could be education, but it rings a bell.
Yeah.
And it goes together so good when you eat it. So we just decided, plain and simple, apples and bananas.
I love it.
Yeah,
Were there
sounds
any
great.
other choices?
Honestly, no, there wasn't. Just that one.
Go
we have a couple of different mottos or themes that you can call it. Like
Right.
we have one. It's not official yet, but a fun fruit factory.
Nice.
But still the name apples and bananas.
So do you name each one of the apples or
Very
bananas, or-
basic. Very basic. Like our apple pie flavored is called apple pie.
Okay.
So very self-explanatory, like the business name.
Yeah.
Well, if you name one after SN Sports News, we'd appreciate it.
We definitely can. And if we were able to find Golden Night Sprinkles, we can get SNS on there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah. So do you have you looked into, for instance, maybe some product placements and local,
Yes.
eateries? Or,
We've been reaching out to local coffee shops, restaurants, bakeries to possibly have a shelf section for our apples and bananas. Right now we're speaking with a bakery. They're called Rolling in Dough Bakery.
I've seen them.
Yeah, so we reached out to them, and this month we have a small presentation meeting that hopefully they can have those at their storefront.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's,
well,
love
we'll
it.
keep our fingers crossed.
thank you.
Yeah,
Rolling in Dough
absolutely.
Bakery, if you're watching,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
you need to get on board.
We'll see you this month.
I think they have a food truck too as well.
Do
don't
they? Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one.
So it's like I said, if you go hard, you're gonna get something.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. So you're a sports fan?
Yes.
What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is football.
Football. Okay.
I played football in high school, and I
Okay.
think that's why I still love football.
Sure. What's your favorite team?
It's not part of the bandwagon. There's proof. So
Okay.
Raiders.
You're a Raiders fan.
But
Okay.
I could justify it because my father, he's been a Raiders fan since LA.
Okay.
So I was born into it.
All right.
So we just been excited that they're coming here.
Oh,
like,
it's gonna be great.
What are the odds of that?
Yeah.
Are you originally from Las Vegas or LA?
LA, Los
Oh,
Angeles.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an LA homeboy as well.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So listen, believe me. Okay. Yeah. So what high school did you go to?
Green Valley High School.
Green Valley. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So we always have a little section. Well, first I want to try that.
Let's cut this over. I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
So ahead and cut it in there.
Yeah.
And while we're doing that, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions if you don't mind. So we always ask all of our people on the show, who's your favorite AFC, which you already said the Raiders, and then NFC team. Well, who do you think is going to be like in the Super Bowl coming up? So I'm sure you're going to say the Raiders on the
Well,
AFC,
on the AFC, yeah, I do want to say the Raiders because of John Gruden. He might be doing something this year.
Right.
NFC, I'll just stick with the Eagles again.
Eagles, okay.
Yeah.
And then of those two teams, who's going to win it all?
The Raiders.
The Raiders,
obviously, right?
Isn't that what happened last time?
Shocker.
Two Raiders fans last time. The two Raiders fans said the exact same thing.
Same thing,
Okay.
yeah. And,
So,
and they were Oakland homeboys. So.
She washed her hands for the
yeah.
cutting, so if she wants to.
Yeah, come on
Yes,
in.
by all means.
So we have the cutter. This is his wife,
My
Also the
beautiful wife,
partner.
Naomi. My business partner.
Naomi, Santa, thank you very much, Naomi. So you end up joining us anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So you're going to do the honors here?
Yeah, and so there is a way of cutting it, unless you just want to go right in and take a bite, right?
Yeah, let's say so something like this and I'm at home. Yeah, who's
wow,
kidding
that
who?
looks great.
So you see the layers of
The crisp,
caramel,
I see that. That looks awesome.
So yeah,
You can pass one of those over here. I'll take one of
Oh,
those.
right,
We are not bashful, and
No.
we have little or no shame.
No,
And make
no,
sure you gotta get John one too, because I know he's gonna want one.
Yeah, because otherwise, we
You ain't getting out of here, right?
and you really want this to
Just
air,
cut it
so
like that. Yeah, let's do this.
Keep him happy, and
Yeah. So, is there another way people can get a hold of you besides Instagram?
That's the way right now because
Okay.
it's very universal.
Okay.
But eventually, of course, we want to have our business phone number and all that. But I feel like the getting the apples out there right now is priority.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
What do you guys think?
Give me a minute.
Well, first of all, when you bite into it, the crisp of the apple is like fantastic. And then immediately goes into the chewiness of the caramel.
The caramel.
And then the chocolate you can feel is kind of you have to kind of bite through it a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the whole combination, man, this is like fantastic. I love it.
And the golden ice sprinkles.
Yes.
Oh, this is just absolutely delicious.
Yeah, this is on. Thank you guys. Yeah,
We are
Thank
making a
you.
mess up here, John. We're sorry.
All right.
That's okay.
but we got you. We saved you a piece.
It's for food. It's okay.
And I can only imagine those other flavors that you have.
Mm-hmm.
The same experience. You have those layers,
Yeah.
and this is delicious.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank you
very,
so much.
very good, very good. So you guys been doing this for 6 months. When can we start to see more? I mean, I want to see like some events.
Well, after being on this radio show, I'm pretty sure we're gonna blow up. So we are talking about going into First Friday
Yeah, that's a good idea.
downtown, getting our tent set up and promoting ourselves there. Doing possibly not, we haven't said on it, but possibly those bridal expos.
Okay.
Because they do have those candy
Oh my God,
trays
yeah.
in their reception areas.
Yeah.
So why not wedding apples, right?
I mean, these
yeah.
these can be a great alternative to cake. In a
Right,
sense.
right, yeah. We can even make a cake of apples. Just stack all the apples.
Oh, that's beautiful. Great
There's
idea.
no
man.
limit. There's really no limit.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
All right, so just tell us again how people can get a hold of you.
So on Instagram is at Apples and Bananas LV, like Las Vegas, and on Facebook it's Apples and Bananas.
Like their pages, watch the products they got coming out,
Yes,
go to
please.
some of their events, try their product. This right here, I'm telling you, we're gonna go on break. I'm gonna smash the rest of this.
All right.
But this is fantastic. I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you, Jeff.
And I appreciate you coming
Thank
on.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
Really appreciate it.
Cool. Happy to be here, guys.
All right. We're going to take a break, then we'll switch gears. And again, like to thank Mario and Naomi Santa, the proprietors and principals of Apples and Bananas Las Vegas. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. Showing you in a few.
The golf store you've been waiting for is now open. Bob Allen Golf is ready to help you take your game to the next level. Bob Allen Golf is located at 6415 South Fort Apache, Las Vegas 89148. Choose your favorite clubs from our selection of Bridgestone, Callaway, Cleveland, XXIO, Srixon, Ping, Wilson, and more. We'll custom fit them in our state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulator. Come hang out with us and practice on our putting green to find out which club is perfect for you. Have your clubs repaired, reshafted, and regripped in our on-site tour shop. And talk about accessories. Guys and gals will feel comfortable and look sharp in the many sizes, colors, and options of apparel from Greg Norman, Black Clover, Under Armour, and more. The team at Bob Allen Golf takes your game as seriously as you do. Join our online family at BobAllenGolf.com and stop in the store to meet us. Remember, at Bob Allen Golf, your game is in the bag.
Need help with your taxes? Numbers not adding up? Wondering how recent tax changes might affect you? Don't pay more in taxes than you have to. Give us a call. No matter how complex your taxes may be, the best tax professionals are at your disposal. For fast refunds and professional service, give us a call today.
Booyah! We are back for round two. If you missed round one, you missed us sampling our guest, which was Mario and Naomi Santa, the proprietors of Apples and Bananas Las Vegas.
Beautiful.
And these unbelievably dipped apple treats that are just, listen, this is not the State Fair candy apple.
Oh, no.
One person is on it and working it. These are the richest things I've ever had in my life.
And we really made a mess of the table here, so
yes, we
sorry
did.
about that, John.
Our apologies, and we'll clean it up afterwards. But we also are going to get through this because we still have some more left.
That's right. There's some more.
Yeah. So, in case you haven't realized it by now, Game 2, getting ready to face off in about an hour and 15 minutes at the T-Mobile Center. Game 2 with our Golden Knights up 1-0 over the pesky Washington Capitals. 10 goals in Game 1.
Yep.
4 in the first period. And, it was tough at times to watch, only because I get very, very nervous.
Well, the thing was that they'd never been behind at home in the entire playoffs.
Yep.
So when they went behind, everyone was kind of like, wow, this is like foreign ground in a sense, They come back, tie the score. Washington comes right back, scores again. And let me tell you something. This guy Yoshi for the Capitals, I like this guy a lot.
He is.
He made a couple beautiful passes, hitting hard. I mean, this a heck of a player.
Ovechkin tends to get most of the headlines.
Yep.
But if you saw the Caps in Pittsburgh series,
yep,
and Tampa series, Yoshi is one of their, probably, the unsung hero for that team.
Oh, there's no doubt. Absolutely.
Yeah, but this is again, this town is just rocking, and the atmosphere around the T-Mobile Center that you watch, especially the news afterwards, and when they go to sports and they have a huge big screen outside there in the plaza there,
yep.
And of course the Statue of Liberty over in New York has a giant Vegas Night jersey with a stick now. And I think you mentioned Circus has, I think there's like a puck.
No, Caesars.
Caesars has
and one of the guys, the Caesar statues is holding
the stick.
Is holding the stick.
That's right. Yeah. And so it's tough to go anywhere without seeing VK flags flying, caps, logos, jerseys, etc. This is and again, you think back a year ago today. And they had, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago in the newspaper, and they said a year ago, I guess you have on Facebook, it'll say a year ago today. And basically, there was no news. There wasn't anything really going on, just meetings, because there essentially wasn't a team.
Yep.
And here we are.
Yep, a year later. So, you know what, honestly, being a hockey fan like I am, I grew up in Detroit, watching hockey. Watching Stanley Cups, that was normal, watching the Red Wings go to the playoffs and everything. Yeah. But this is special because in Detroit, we kind of got used to it. We kind of figured that it was going to be that way. Here's a team that came out of nowhere. Everyone, I just saw a stat the other day. They predicted them to be the worst team in the league. And I actually bet one of my buddies that they would be better than Colorado, which I didn't realize that Colorado actually had a pretty decent season.
They had a decent
season.
So
that being said, I'm watching all the hockey stuff. We're all pumped up. And then the NBA comes on, right? So I'm at my father-in-law's house, and I'm not throwing mud. My father-in-law is 80 years old, but I'm going to say this. He flips the channel to the NBA, and I look, and I'm like, my head snapped at him. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You know, like, who cares? You know, who cares about the NBA? So Houston's up by 11 at the half. You know, he's like, hey, you know, can we kind of watch? He's a big basketball fan, so can we watch? And I was like, yeah, okay, you know. So they go when the Golden Knights go down 4-3. He flips the channel, and he's like, you know, I don't know if I want to watch them lose. So I'm like, okay. So we flip the channel. Instead of watching them lose, we watched 20-something missed
27 straight three-point misses by Houston.
Which is absolutely...
It's astounding
It's almost
to say.
literally impossible to do. And I think that, like, if you and I were out there playing, that we might be able to hit 1 out of 27.
You know, just, you know, sheer chance. If you get it anywhere near it, it might bounce off someone's head,
right,
and actually get in there. You could have done trick shot. You could have bounced one in 27 times.
I could not even believe
hit one. It's obviously a record, but and I'm thinking to myself, you know, Mike D'Antonio should be, you know, just taken out and trotted around the arena, you know, 27 times.
Yeah.
At some point, well,
do you put it on him, or do you tell him, like, stop shooting, and then they
keep shooting?
Do you think they keep shooting?
At some point, this is not your night.
Yeah.
You know, these things go in spurts. You live and you die by a three-point shot, and essentially the NBA has become a three-point league.
Well, I'm thinking not only that, but this is your home court. You know, like, if you don't know, like, about, like, the other court a little bit, or the rim that's got one funny rim. This is literally where you played 41 games this year, plus the playoffs.
And of course, I'm sorry to say this. Again, you have CP3 disappearance when it counts.
Yep.
And you know, either the guy is cursed or just extraordinarily bad luck.
Yeah.
But you know, is he ever going to get another shot like this? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. First of all, I'm not sure what his circumstances are in terms of re-signing with Houston.
Yeah, I think he's available. I think he's not a free agent.
But if you're Houston Rockets, you got home court. This is what you fought for because you knew who you were going to end up having to play. You go up 3-2. You go back. You get waxed, you know, in the Bay Area, and you come back, but the stage is set, and you miss 27 straight three-point shots.
Terrible.
I looked at that stat, and I was just going like, I go, no, it must be a typo. You know, and unfortunately,
well, I saw that. The stat that I saw was they missed 25 three-pointers, and I actually said, wow, they missed 25 three-pointers. I didn't realize that it was actually in a row.
Yeah. I've seen teams miss a lot.
Right.
You know, they may go, you know, 6 for 35 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have some streaks in there. You know, 10 here, you know. But, you know, I saw that, 27 straight threes, and they lost by 9.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just thinking, fake it. You know, but at a certain point, I guess the other team is saying, let them shoot.
Yeah.
You know, just lay back.
If you watch the game, like what I watched with it, because we were flipping back and forth, but they were normally three-point shots that you would make. It wasn't like that they were taking like these like half court, you know. They were shooting just regular three-point shots and just couldn't put it in. That being said, what do you think about the finals? I mean, I hate the fact that it's these two teams again.
You know, I was, hope. You know, and in last week's show, I was just hoping that it was going to be Boston and Houston just to see two different teams in the finals. You know, and then, you know, Boston, they ran out of gas as far as their own three-point. They had their own three-point woes. I think they shot 17% or something like that for threes. Yeah. And, you know, but I will say this, that, you know, with LeBron's performance in Game 7, you know, it was something to really behold. I mean, listen, I'm neither a huge fan. I'm definitely not a hater. Yep. You know, but the immediate, you know, response from the haters was the usual. Well, he's not the greatest of all time. He is the greatest of this time.
Absolutely.
Make no mistake.
He made 8 straight finals. I mean, come on, who does that?
This is a guy who's in his 15th year now. Yeah, he came right out of high school, but it's 15 years in the grind. Now 8th straight finals. You know, give the man his props. And what he's had to do, he does not have the same players that Golden State, Houston, Boston, Toronto, these other teams have just in terms of the ensemble cast. But he gets the absolute best out of his teammates. and his teammates tend to rally at the right point. But that Game 7, you know, granted it was just for the Eastern Conference Finals and Eastern Conference Championship.
Yep.
It was worthy of an NBA championship.
Well, I don't know if you saw this, but Demarius Randall, did you see from the Browns?
Yes.
I'm going to read the tweet for you. It says, if the Cleveland Cavaliers win the 2018 championship finals, I will buy everyone who retweets this a jersey.
Who retweets his
I
his
retweeted
tweet?
it.
Yeah.
It's up to 884,000.
Woo!
Which, if you do the math on that, jersey's about $100.
Yeah.
So, like, he might want to go to China to buy these, but they're about $100. I think that works out to about almost $90 million.
Yeah. Listen, you know, you may get a jersey. It's not going to be an NBA jersey, and it may only be about this big.
Right.
Maybe one that you can just sort of like, you know, put on your back. Or
well,
walk
I
around.
retweeted them and I said, hey, man, I'll take one of your jerseys or some tickets to a game.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, if you want to give me a couple Browns tickets, I'll go to a Browns game. They're going to need plenty of support. They got a great cast right now. They got a team that's turning around. I'd love to go see a Browns game.
Listen, I would absolutely go to a Browns game. And in fact, our man, Jorge Mish, it's absolutely worth it for me to just go there and drag him to a game and just listen to him,
whine for 3 hours.
Grouse. But show me exactly where to get the stadium mustard, because he's got all that down to a pack. He stadium mustard and
that would be a great trip. Let's see if we can do that.
We may have to do that.
Let's do it early on, because at the end of the year,
we don't want to be there in December. I mean, I'm sorry.
It does get a little chilly with that water coming out.
Those
lake winds.
Oh, absolutely. But
his teammate now, his on the other side of the fence. Yeah. So I basically I've retweeted them both. I screenshotted them both, and I'm gonna hold somebody accountable some tickets to Browns games. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't need to buy me a jersey. You get tickets, your personal tickets that you get. I'll take some of those. I know they give you a deal on other ones you buy.
And I think that under the circumstances, because clearly people are like bang, and they're all over this. Listen, young man, think about maybe just instead of that, donating a huge chunk of money to a charity, local charity.
I want my tickets, though.
But he's going to want either a jersey or tickets.
That's right.
I know this man, and he's not selling for anything less.
That's right. No, I don't want the jersey. I'm just telling you, I want tickets. Though. I think that'd be great. But if I do get a jersey, I don't want a Cleveland Cavaliers jersey. I want a Cleveland Browns jersey. And I'll set up for a T-shirt even. How about that?
You know what? Yeah, there you go. I mean, listen, I don't do Twitter, so I can't climb on this this action here, but I think I might get my son to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm pretty sure he has a Twitter account. In terms of the finals coming up for Cleveland and Golden State, honestly, I have really no interest. If I have to pick a team, I'm going to obviously pick Golden State because I think they're heavily favored.
I think they're like 12-point favorites just in Game 1.
I think I would be surprised if there's just enough in the tank for Cleveland, but we counted them out. I think it was 2 years ago.
A couple years ago, yep.
Same thing, and they came back. But I think the circumstances are a bit different. I just wish that
they had Kyrie last time they did this, and he's obviously not there. Yeah. The one thing that he
wasn't there in Boston either. So.
That I did notice was they had a comparison since 2012, all the finals that he's been in a row.
Yeah.
The years that Alabama has won the national championship, he's won the NBA championship.
Really? You're kidding.
In the years that they've lost,
have been
their losses. Has been his losses.
How bizarre!
Ironically, Bama did win the national championship this year.
Yes, they did.
So I mean, if it goes to task, then he would win the NBA championship.
Clearly, anything can happen.
Right.
I really don't think that. That this year, I think the ratings are really going to take a tank.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
start with Game 1 on Thursday and Game 2 on Sunday. Figure it out. I mean, granted, it's a long season, but once again, it's they're in the it's not like they're going from San Francisco or the Bay Area to Cleveland every game. 2 games and 3 days difference.
Yep.
Come on, give me a break. Just so that they can have it.
Well, they're doing the travel thing, and they're also doing that in the NHL finals, where the home games are a day apart.
Yeah.
But the travel games are 2 days apart.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just for the travel, but not for the home game.
Right.
Just 2 games.
Well, I think that they're trying to work with the NHL. You know, for ratings wise, I mean, you don't want to go
you don't want
against
to be
either one of
against
those
them.
teams.
You know, I think that there's certainly nothing to be gained by either league,
Right.
Pitting each other against each
Well, that's
other.
what happened this last game, and I think that it hurt them both. You know,
Yeah.
as far as
Well,
you know, people
honestly, I think for hockey fans, especially I think Las Vegas, Nevada may have carried the ratings just for the people here in
Yeah.
Las Vegas itself. But it's such a feel good story. And again, if you went to ESPN, the lead story, if you just pulled up ESPN.com, it was of course the basketball.
Yeah.
Not the Stanley Cup.
Why would it be?
Why? Yeah, and
That's why I don't. That's why I don't pay attention to ESPN. They're a good source to get some scores, but other than that,
particularly to get game times,
Yeah.
and and probables.
the last time I watched ESPN was probably 2 years ago.
I can't watch it anymore.
Yeah. It's extremely biased.
Unless it's Sunday night baseball.
Yeah.
I
still enjoy the baseball.
And sometimes it's the only way I can see my Dodgers.
When I'm saying I don't watch it, basically what I'm saying is I don't watch the commentators. I don't watch people tell me like what they think I should know about a particular team.
And it's just amazing how their opinions change overnight.
Yeah.
As if you forgot what they had just said 24 hours before.
Yep.
Like the Celtics are going to win this game. I knew LeBron was going to come through. And I'm just saying, like,
hey, well,
really?
if you watched last week's show, I did. You guys both picked Celtics.
Yes.
And I knew LeBron was going to pull this off, but I think you and I had Houston, right?
Yeah.
And I think Torrance had Golden State.
Had Golden State.
Yeah.
He saw Golden State coming through.
Yeah.
And again, believe me, I'm not a Celtics fan. I just wanted to see two other teams in the finals. But now that we've got Knights hockey to root for.
That's right. I mean, and honestly, just looking at it from an NBA standpoint, I probably won't watch. I mean, if it just happens to be on and I'm just happen to be somewhere, I might watch it. But I'm not going to go out of my way. Like like tonight, we have a plan. I mean, we're going to be ending the show in a few minutes,
Yep.
and we're going to jet right to the closest place that we can get to,
Yep.
so we can watch it. And that's the exciting part of what's happening in Vegas. Everybody's coming together. I mean, I saw like a group of Filipinos watching hockey. Went to a sushi place, and the sushi guys that make the sushi were watching the hockey.
Yeah.
And that's not the normal hockey fan. A normal hockey fan is like, the guy that kind of just, grew up in, somewhere cold and, just happened to be a skater or whatever it was.
And retired out here to the desert.
Yeah.
First of all, we're talking about hockey in the desert. Today, folks, it is
Probably close to 100.
Close to 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And by face-off time, it will be probably 100 degrees.
Yep.
This is it's hockey in the desert. It's Stanley Cup Finals.
Well, not only that, but there's going to be 9,000 or 10,000 people outside of the arena.
Just outside the arena.
I mean, first of all, T-Mobile's got a great pavilion area there. There's a row of bars and restaurants right across the street. There's a hotel right across the street. Everything's really close. And the funny thing was, when I saw the size of that pavilion, I thought to myself, like, why did they make this so big? But now I see, and I'm glad that they made it as big as they did.
Yeah, and for a lot of people out there, I mean, just sweating their asses off because they don't exactly make short sleeve hockey jerseys.
That's right. That's right.
that's one of the drawbacks.
We can give one more shout out before we get off. Dale Stevens, he's got that event center at the D down there.
Yes.
He converted that into a place to watch hockey. He's obviously from Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Big hockey fan. So this kind of fits into his whole, customer base and everything. And, of course, the Coney Island that he's got in the restaurant. Authentic Detroit Coney Island.
And
only place in the city.
And the best fries, if the dogs, the chili is one thing, but the fries are unbelievable.
Oh, they're, yeah.
I mean,
like no other.
Yeah. And but anyway, folks, we had a great show. Again, we'd like to thank Mario and Naomi Santa of Apples and Bananas Las Vegas. You go on to their Instagram page, which is at Apples and Bananas LV,
Yep.
both Instagram and
Facebook.
And Facebook.
Yep.
They do both, families, personal, as well as corporate gigs. So give them a ring. You will be their flavors, and this is not your, State Fair candy apple. This is the real deal. Join us next Wednesday. It'll be the first Wednesday in June, 6 p.m. We'll be back to our Pacific Daylight Time, our regular starting time, for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. Go Knights.
God bless.